So I want to talk about vulnerability. And the reason I want to talk about vulnerability is because I've had 2 sessions this morning with 2 people who both are on the cusp of their greatness. When I talk about their greatness, I'm talking about achieving something at a very high level that mediocrity looks up to. And we talked about, in order for that to happen, they need to be vulnerable. And they're looking at me and they're like, man, I don't want to make a fool out of myself. I'm like, well, there's no way to experience your greatness. There's no way to experience that success. There's no way to do that. You cannot escape vulnerability. In order to be great, you cannot escape vulnerability. And the reason you cannot escape vulnerability is because in order to be successful, you have to be your true self. You have to be who you really are. And there's no way to be who you really are without being vulnerable. There's no way to be who you are without being vulnerable. Who knows if that shot's going to land? Who knows if that pass is going to be right there where you want it to? Who knows if that puck is going to go into the goal or if that punch is going to land? Who knows if that person is really going to love you? Who knows? Who knows if they're going to love your speech? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And who fucking cares? I know you care. But you can't care more about the opinions of others than you do your own freedom. Because the opinions of others are the handcuffs that you've been tying yourself with for years. And your thoughts about them is the lock that you've used to keep them tied. And guess who has the key? Guess who has the key? You do, but it only comes from being vulnerable. It only comes from being vulnerable. Do you want them to love you? Or do you want them to love the mask? Do you want to get that big contract because you hit that final shot? You got to be willing to miss it, man. If you're unwilling to miss that shot, you're not going to be willing to take that shot. You got to be willing to take that shot. You're in a relationship and it's kind of just like getting by because you're not allowing yourself to be heard or expressed. You're suffocating. There's no way not to suffocate. There's no way to be free unless you're willing to be vulnerable. Because vulnerability and authenticity are one and the same. Now's the perfect time. Now's the perfect time. Breathe. Now's the perfect time. Now's the perfect time. Now's the perfect time. Say it to yourself over and over again. Now is the perfect time. You feel that tension. You feel that nerve. You feel that pain. You feel that scarcity. You feel all of that because shit's about to hit the fan, man. You're about to step on that stage. You feel all of that fear. You feel it. Now's the perfect time. Now's the perfect time to be free. Now's the perfect time to breathe and give everything you have from the fucking heart. There's no way to be great unless you're willing to lose. There's no way to be great unless you're willing to lose. Michael Jordan would not be great if he was unwilling to take that final shot. And he had no certainty that it was going to go in, and more times than not, it didn't. When a boxer steps in the ring, there is no certainty. But there is no way to be great unless you're willing to be vulnerable. So look at different areas of your life. Look at your career. Where are you not being vulnerable? Look in your relationships. Where are you not being vulnerable? You're in a sport. Where are you holding back, man? You gotta unlock that fucking lock. You gotta take that noose off your neck. You gotta say, I'm coming from here. And the criteria that I use to evaluate myself is not other people's thoughts. I don't give a fuck about other people's thoughts. My criteria is my criteria. And your criteria should be Are you giving your best? Are you prepared? Are you focused? Are you putting your energy into the things that you can control? Or are you giving your energy away to things you can't control? You must own this moment. You must own this moment. And now is the perfect time. Now is the perfect time. So as you're watching this video, think of one person or one situation that you've not been vulnerable in, that you've not been real, that you've held yourself back, that you've tied yourself up with duct tape. And ask yourself what vulnerability feels like and what vulnerability looks like in that situation. And man, give yourself permission to be that. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission. And give yourself the freedom. Freedom that you've always wanted. You know what transformation is? Transformation is the basis of uncovering all that shit that you've stockpiled on top of your true self. Because somewhere along the way, life made you feel like you weren't good enough. Life made you feel inadequate. Transformation is lifting the layers. Where am I holding myself back? Where am I holding myself back? Where am I not being authentic? Where am I not being honest? Where am I not being my fullest potential? And lifting yourself up by pulling that shit off you, one layer at a time, in the process. Not all at once, because you're going to wake up one morning and say, I did the work, and all of a sudden you just put that mask back on. It's a process. And the process is liberating. So you can either fly or you could die. Choice is yours. Make it a great day. And please share this video with anyone, or actually share it on your timeline so some other people can really benefit from it. I'd love to have your thoughts and comments. Make it a great day.